Exercise 7-2, we're going to calculate gross pay and deductions for 2 employees. Compute the net pay for each employee using the federal income tax withholding table included. So here's our FIT table. Assume that FICA OSTI is 6.2% on a wage base limit of $102,000. Medicare is 1.45% on all earnings. Payroll is paid biweekly and no state income tax applies. Of course, round each computation to the nearest cent. Because these are deductions and we're working with currency, we have to round to 2 decimal places. Compute the net pay for each employee. So we've got 2 employees, Alvin Pang and Angelina Potts. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this period's pay and plug it in here. So we've got $1,690 for Alvin and $1,600 for Angelina. Now we're going to record the deductions for each employee's withholding taxes. So we need to know what are the payroll taxes that employees pay. So the payroll taxes that employees pay are OSTI, Medicare, FIT, and if the state has one, state income tax. So we can list the taxes here in any order. I'm going to go with FIT first, and then OSTI, Social Security, and then Medicare. So how do we calculate federal income tax for Alvin Pang? So what we're going to do is we're going to use this FIT table, and it's the biweekly table, and it's for single people, and it turns out that Alvin is single, and he's got 1 allowance. So we're going to look up his $1,690. $1,690 will be on this row here. And he's got 1 allowance, so that gives us $228. So I'm going to copy and paste that. Now we can look up Angelina Potts. Now notice on this table there's 2 $1,600s. There's this one, and then there's this one. Let's start with the first one. Notice this column says, but less than $1,600. How much is she getting paid? She's getting paid $1,600 gross. So it's not less than $1,600. So we go to the column where it says at least $1,600. So we're going to use this row, and it looks like she's got 0 allowances, so $242. So we're done with the FIT table. Now we need our calculator. And we're going to do OSTI tax. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that the person's cumulative pay, so $60,000, this cumulative pay we also call year-to-date pay prior to this paycheck. So Alvin, he's made $60,000. So we're going to take $60,000 and add this period's pay, so $61,690, and we're way below the wage base limit of $102,000. So in other words, all of Alvin's gross pay is taxable for OSTI because OSTI has a wage base limit of $102,000, which means you can only tax the amount below $102,000 per employee per calendar year. So we're going to take Alvin's $1,690 times 0.062 gives us $104.78 of OSTI tax. Now let's do Angelina. First, we got to make sure she's under the $102,000 limit. So $64,000 cumulative pay year to date, plus her this period's pay of $1,600, and she's way below the $102,000 limit. So all $1,600 is taxable. So we're going to multiply that by times 0.062. Gives us $99.20 deducted from her paycheck for OSTI. Now we're going to go to Medicare. So let's do Alvin. $1,690 times 0.00145, or a lot of you might want to do it this way. Multiply $1,690 times 1.45 and then divide by 100 gives us $24.51. 24.51. For Angelina, we're going to take 1,600 times 1.45 and then divide that by 100. Gives us $23.20. So all I'm doing is taking the gross pay times the Medicare 1.45%. Now we need the total deductions. We're going to add up 228 plus 104.78 plus 24.51 gives us 357.29. And then we're going to add Angelina's 242 plus 99.2 plus 23.2 gives us deductions of 364.4. So Alvin's net pay is $1,690. And we're going to subtract the 357.29 gives us $1,332.71. So that's his take-home pay, his net pay. For Angelina, we're going to take $1,600, subtract 364.4 gives us $1,235.60. Check our answer. Most excellent. So that's how we're going to calculate, or that's how we calculate the employee's net pay. So we have to know which payroll tax is the employee's pay. So you will need to know this. So employees pay OSTI, Medicare, FIT, and if the state has it, a SIT, state income tax. And that's it.